Why play Seraphine Support? Well, she has very long range, she scales well into the late game, she brings lockdown, shields and heals, and she is a massive AoE teamfight threat. However, she is remarkably squishy with limited mobility, and she is mana hungry especially early. Seraphine's first passive is every third ability she casts twice instead. Her second passive is she gains a note stack every time she casts an ability per nearby allied champion. For each note stack she has, her next basic attack gains increased range and deals increased damage. Seraphine's Q throws out a skill shot, which, upon landing, expands into a large circle dealing damage to all enemies within, and this does increase damage based on their missing health. Seraphine's W grants a shield to herself and all nearby allies. In addition, she grants herself a large amount of bonus movement speed and her allies a reduced amount. If Seraphine was already shielded at the time of the cast, after a short delay there will be a pulse of healing which heals all nearby allies, and this heal is increased for each ally affected. Seraphine's E is a straight line skill shot which deals damage to all enemies hit and slows them. Enemies that are already slowed become rooted for the same duration as the slow, and enemies that are already immobilized are also stunned for the same duration. Seraphine's ultimate is a long-range rectangular skill shot which deals damage to enemies hit and charms them. The distance of this ability is reset when it hits an ally or enemy champion, so as long as it keeps passing through champions, it will go for a very long distance. In addition, if she hits an allied champion with it, they instantly gain 4 notes from her passive. For combos, start with ult if available into your doubled and powered E, following up with Q and W. However, choosing your doubled ability is your skill expression, where you'll often double Q for damage or double W for heals and shields. For matchups, she can struggle into long-range supports who can abuse her weaker early game, and she works well into engaged focus supports, disengaging from them and punishing them as they retreat. For runes take this, Aerie gives you even more damage and even more utility. For build order, start World Atlas and Pots into Echoes of Hellier, tier 2 boots, and upgrade your item into a Dream Maker. After this, a Moonstone and Redemption are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then E then W before maxing Q then W then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Heal. For synergies, Seraphine works amazingly well with longer range bot laners who bring a slow or hard CC. Starting the lane, your main goals are to harass the enemy while protecting your carry. You'll be wanting to throw out multiple Qs whenever your enemy goes up to last hit, as it's incredibly difficult to dodge. Throw out your E's when you can get more damage or when your opponent tries to engage on you. And when fighting, an empowered W is insane value for easy trades. Your Q and E easily pokes through minion waves, so you'll often find yourself pushing the waves, so make sure you keep up deep wards to spot any ganks. When you hit level 6, not only does your engage become amazing, but your disengage also becomes amazing too. So if your opponent ever engages, charm them and deal massive damage. Entering the mid game, take your tower and rotate mid with your carry. This puts 2 strong champions in the middle of the map to siege and rotate for objectives. Entering late game teamfights, you want to play as the backline mage support. Your main goal here is to land a massive ult charming the entire enemy team, and then following up your E and Q for massive CC and damage. And you almost always want to use your double W for massive heals and shields.